So if you remember last year around this time, I made a video talking about Cartoon Network's ages or periods or whatever. And yeah, it was about following a pattern and saying how like the stuff they're doing now mirrors what was going on during the 2000s and how it looks like that there could be another dark age coming on. But at the end of it, I ended on somewhat more like optimistic notes, saying that like it's probably not going to be as bad as the last one was, considering that they must have learned from that. But it's possible that while I was correct in predicting that it seems a dark age is coming, I probably spoke too soon though, saying that it isn't going to be as bad. Because over the past few months now, they've been really starting to make like a lot of questionable decisions, should we say, like, for example, starting a children's block or whatever, because yes, that went so well the last time it happened. And yeah, this takes up like a surprisingly hefty amount of the schedule. I've seen, like, I remember when it first started, people were noting how like Cartoon Network between that and Adult Swim was only on for like so many hours a day now. So yeah, that's weird. And it's not even original programming, it's like old cursed shit that shouldn't be on TV, like Caillou. If they even still air that, I don't know. I obviously haven't been like actually watching it. But yeah, the other thing that they've been doing is, I don't even know, like, because it's weird, like, I think I heard this before Cartoonito even started, which is the children's block going on now, and I remember hearing that they're gonna start doing live action shit again. Now, I don't know if this is, like, on the channel, or they're just talking about, like, on other platforms related to them, but yeah, that's, like, the ultimate, like, why would you do this? What are you thinking? Do you not remember what happened last time you were Cartoon Network? And yeah, like, I mean, something that gives credit to them possibly doing that is the fact that they've been airing movies again. And they were doing this during the 2000s, live action movies specifically. They were doing this back then, and that's like the same exact stuff that led up to the Dark Age. Then, like, first they make questionable, weird decisions, like Tickle You. Now they're doing it with Cartoonito, and now they start airing live action movies, and now they're doing that too, and eventually got to the Dark Age. And the other more arguable thing is the lack of original programming, or at least confidence in there. Like, for example, back then, like I mentioned in this last video too, where just like everything that's like coming on now, at least to me personally, is just like very whatever, and like they're kind of like losing new shows to get and shit, and now they're not even doing original stuff. Like, the only thing I know that they're getting now is some unneeded We Bare Bears spin-off that has nothing to do with the original show, at least in terms of style. Like, I'm probably not gonna bother watching it at all. Like, I mean, I did like We Bare Bears a lot, but like the Cub episodes I got fucking sick of after they kept on happening and happening, and were no longer like a special like backstory giving thing, and started to make less and less sense in terms of the timeline stuff. But no, I'm just rambling off on that. But yeah, point is that like I don't care to watch any of this stuff anymore, which is probably the same for the Dark Age stuff. Like, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that during the 2000s, even if I still kept checking in, like, but yeah, back to the movie stuff, so you get how all that led up to the first one, how we're basically in the same stuff. Like, something else I've noticed with the movies, though, like, first of all, I want to point out how, like, they did air those for a while. Like, even after the Dark Age, they did still air movies, as far as I know, but they're, like, animated ones, which makes more sense. And then I feel like they just stopped for a while, but now it's like they're doing it again, and they're like a lot more like general, like Hollywood typical about like, oh man, we gotta air that epic Star Wars, man, look at us. And I mean, I guess it makes sense since the Clone Wars series used to be on their network, but that was forever ago, and now it's just like Disney oversaturated milked Monopoly shit. And the Teenage Ninja Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, those played while I was doing this, and I mean, I don't mind that, at least because they're funny, but like, it doesn't fit too much, especially since Ninja Turtles is owned by Nickelodeon now, and knows how what they've been airing has been like owned by like the rivals like Kid Networks, which is pretty funny. But yeah, like, Cartoon Network, I feel like right now they're just super strongly going into the direction that like every other TV channel is basically doing now, where like even in their case where it gives like an extreme identity crisis, which is like basically what sums up them during this year is identity crisis, holy shit, like even more than the first Dark Age is. Now they're just like, fuck it, internet and streaming for this thing. Let's just air the most easy old shit that we know would confuse. Like, I mean, what I'm talking about is like the movies they're airing. That's like every other fucking channel, and then it's like other similar stuff. Like, just look at how many channels just simply air like reruns of like The Simpsons now. Like, I mean, they just want people to tune. How many people actually even like actively fucking watch like a show on cable now? Those who still even have cable, I feel like most people use it like how I do, is that they kind of just have it on as like background noise and like maybe kind of like occasionally like pitch in with attention, and stuff you play is just the comfy shit that's worked for 30 years, like Simpsons and Seinfeld and all that jazz. So yeah, I feel like Cartoon Network now is just basically heading in that direction, like especially in terms of like movies and their old shows just air whatever the fuck they have. Don't try anything new, do spin-offs and chibi soulless reboots. And I've also noticed that like, and especially in terms of like not having much else coming, is that they still treat shows that like pretty much ended over 2 years ago, like Gumball and We Bear Bears, and are still like rerunning that and like showing it in the old bumps and stuff too, even though it seems like they're just starting to get new ones, they still air old ones. And it's like before it was like, okay, if you're showing it, then bye, you're dead to us, you never happened. But yeah, like that's basically the general idea of where the network seems to be heading right now. And it's like, honestly, like they don't seem to care that much, and like I don't know how many other people care that much either, because again, let's just be honest, if like that's basically all what TV has anymore now, is just that old stuff I mentioned before, and otherwise it is kind of dead, and you can't blame them much for trying, like, as much as it might suck because of the old memories and shit, but like, that's just it. That was back then when it was like more prevalent and they had more of a reason to try, but hey, at least that stuff can still exist through old recordings. But yeah, I guess that about sums up what I think about all of this. So yeah, like, sorry if this is a bit more like rambly and nonsensical, even for like a more casual video like this. I haven't slept for like several days, like just straight up no sleep, and this has been going on for like a month now. But anyway, I'll see you next time with the Ed Boys. Take care.